Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Porch Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, we are 92 days away from the 2024 Daytona 500. So as we count down until Daytona, we are at car number 92. So the number 92 raced in the NASCAR Cup Series, 496 starts, 43 wins, 121 top 5s, 195 top 10s, 313 top 20s, 37 poles. On the Xfinity side, 449 starts, 5 wins, 39 top 5s, 90 top 10s. In the Truck Series, not a lot. 113 starts for the 92, 7 top 5s, 19 top 10s. So Clay Rogers leads the way with 16 starts. He had 1 top 5 and 1 top 10. Regan Smith, 13 starts, 2 top 10s. Parker Clearman, 10 starts, 1 top 5, 3 top 10s, and Scott Riggs, 10 starts, 1 top 5, and 2 top 10s. Now on the Xfinity side, this is quite interesting to me because there's a couple of these guys that I remember the cars, and then I never thought I would do a video that involved Herb Thomas, Jimmy Johnson, and Josh Williams. You heard me. Herb Thomas, Jimmy Johnson, and Josh Williams. This one does. So on the Xfinity side, the most starts in car number 92, Josh Williams, 104, 10 top 10s. As we know for 2024, when we go to Daytona, Josh Williams will be in the number 11 Colic Racing car. Now, I had no clue who Josh Williams was until March, April at Atlanta. I've seen his name on the pylon, but you don't just, he's a middle pack guy, no big deal. When that all went down, I looked into it. I talked about it here on the video here on the channel. Did a profile about Josh. I got root for the guy now. Kind of an underdog story. Here he is, Tier 1 equipment. Let's see what he can do. I think he's definitely going to do better than what he did in the DGR car. Nothing against the DGR people, but Colic Racing is a step up. So I can't wait to see that. And then next, the 91 starts, 2-time Xfinity Series champion Larry Pearson. 2 wins, 13 top 5s, and 30 top 10s. And then 7-time himself, Jimmy Johnson. When he did drive in the Xfinity Series, he drove in the number 92. 69 starts, 1 win, 4 top 5s, 16 top 10s. For everybody that tells me on social media that certain drivers, that Bubba Wallace didn't do enough in Xfinity to earn a cup ride, Jimmy Johnson, I'll repeat it again, 69 starts, 1 win, 4 top 5s, 16 top 10s. He's a 7-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. Doesn't matter what you do in the lower series if you succeed at the top level. If you succeed in the lower series, doesn't mean you're going to succeed at the top level. Next up, we had Todd Bodine with 46 starts, 2 wins, 12 top 5s, 19 top 10s. Dennis Setzer, 22 starts. Dexter Stacy, 17 starts. Hut Strickland, member of the Alabama gang, 13 starts, 3 top 5s, 5 top 10s. He was a part of the second generation Alabama gang with Davey Allison and Clifford Allison and David Bonnet, and Hut Strickland was a part of that group. Not the original Alabama gang with Donnie and Cale, or Donnie and Bobby and Red. Alright, Cup Series. When I looked all these stats up from the old days, one of my favorite drivers to look up and read about is Herb Thomas. 200 starts in the number 92, 42 wins, 111 top 5s, 141 top 10s, 35 poles. First 2-time champion in Cup Series history. The movie Cars, the Doc character, the Hudson Hornet, was based off the car that Herb Thomas, Marshall Teague, and all them drove, the fabulous Hudson Hornet. He won the 51 and 53 Cup Series, Piston Cup back then. It was actually Grand National. And so every time I see that movie and I hear about that movie, first thing I think of when I see Doc is Herb Thomas. Skip Manning, 72 starts, 2 top 5s, 16 top 10s. Larry Smith, 38 starts, 9 top 10s. Stacy Compton, I actually remember him in the Cup Series driving the 92. 35 starts, 1 top 10, 2 poles. Gerald Duke, 17 starts, 1 top 5, 7 top 10s. Bobby Wallach, 14 starts, 3 top 10s. Hank Thomas. I have not found clarification if that is Herb's brother or kid, but I think it is related to him. 13 starts, 3 top 5s, 6 top 10s. Joe Fields, 12 starts. Then Marvin Panch, 3 starts, 1 win, 1 top 5, 1 top 10. That win that Marvin Panch had was in a Herb Thomas owned car. Herb Thomas actually, beyond driving, he owned NASCAR teams up until, let's take a look and see when that was. So not only was Herb Thomas a car owner through 1957, he was also a driver. He retired from competition in 62, so he had a bad wreck in 56 he had the bad wreck. 57 he made a couple starts, and in 62 he made a couple starts. And if you've seen the Cars movie, you hear what Doc talks about, the fabulous Hudson Hornet, about having a bad wreck, and in his career, that's literally what happened with Herb Thomas. But yeah, Marvin Panch drove for him, got that win as well. So all 43 wins in the number 92 for Cup came from either Herb Thomas or a Herb Thomas owned car. There's just so much history out there of NASCAR. If you want to go find it, I go to driversaverages.com. I go to racingreference.com. And there's some other places out there too. G-Ski is a good place. It's just fascinating to kind of see where the sport has gone from back then to now. Obviously, it's hard to compare 2 years because things change. Point systems change. These drivers race for points. They race based on the system that current year is. So trying to, just like I saw somebody online, they went back and did, what if we had playoffs from the beginning? I don't even know how you would do that because there's like 50 and 60 races some years and drivers didn't race in every race. So it's like, and they didn't have playoffs, so there's not even close to being accurate. You know, the only thing you can do today would be non-playoffs points, and not without the resets, because those are out there. The people doing the Winston Cup points, that's just, waste of time to me. But you know what? We had an era back then in the 40s and 50s and 60s. NASCAR was completely different than it was in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even early 2000s. The 2000s, 2010s are different than the 2020s. Not that it was better, not that it was worse, it was just different. I started in sport as a fan in the late 80s. I'm a legacy fan. It's completely different now than it was then. Go in NASCAR Classics and watch some of the old races. They're different to watch. But we are 92 days away from a new season, 76th season in NASCAR history. The 2024 Daytona 500, only in 92 days. Stay tuned to Robert Sports Show as we count down every single day until we get there. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day, have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports content.